ground shook, and the deafening burst of the missiles, streaking up into the clouds in their glowing trajectories. One of the B-52s was hit, burst into flame, and exploded. Its debris were scattered over a wide area. The rest of the 8-engine craft, together with their escort jet fighters, fled in disorder. The NVA had mistaken the type of plane they'd downed. They believed they'd hit a B-52 when it was really Hambleton's EB-66C. Nevertheless, the shoot-down was announced in triumphant tones. For the North Vietnamese, shooting down one of the most advanced American aircraft wasn't just a victory of arms. It was an unmistakable sign of progress. The leaders in Hanoi clearly regarded it as an event that would strike fear into the hearts of the enemy. Magazines and newspapers around the world noted the downing of Hambleton's aircraft, along with its disturbing implications. The loss of the EB-66C dramatically underscored the new sophistication of North Vietnam's air defense system, reported Newsweek. The shock waves that rippled through Saigon and Washington could not have been greater if the lost plane had in fact been a B-52. One American official expressed a fresh anxiety over the incident. "We're supposedly fighting a primitive enemy," he told a magazine. "But the way things are going, that just isn't so anymore. With the NVA's new tactics, the missiles that had brought down Hambleton's plane could change the war, or future larger wars." The Times of London struck a similar note, while noting that one of the plane's crew had survived. The EB-66C contains highly secret electronic equipment designed to jam the radar guidance devices of North Vietnamese missiles, the paper reported. The fact that it was shot down at all sent shock waves through the Pentagon. The Americans were determined that its navigator should not fall into enemy hands. Losing an EB-66C was a serious matter for the military, but the plane's equipment was likely to have been destroyed when it crashed into the earth from 30,000 feet. Losing Hambleton would be worse. Bill Henderson continued orbiting above the clouds until his fuel ran low, then headed back to Da Nang. While his OV-10 was being fueled up, the on-scene commander raised Henderson on the radio. They were going to try again. Was he willing to come back? Henderson thought about it. "My arrogance at the time told me I knew how to dance around that crap," Henderson said, meaning the AAA. "So I said yes." He and Clark finished refueling, got a quick intelligence update, and flew back to Hambleton's position. It was now about 3 p.m. Henderson raised the navigator on the radio. "We're coming in again," he said. "When the time comes, we'll ask you to pop some smoke." The radio crackled. "Roger." Hambleton answered from down below. The ground beneath the OV-10 was still cloaked in low-hanging clouds. Henderson arrived over the position, synced up with the other aircraft, gritted his teeth, and dove into the cumulus again. And when he emerged from the bottom of the clouds, what seemed like a significant portion of the North Vietnamese army opened up on him and Clark. Almost immediately, a SAM warning sounded in Henderson's ear. At that moment, the missile appeared and arced over a nearby plane. The pilot watched it swoop past him, dive under his wingman's belly, and headed directly at Henderson's OV-10. Henderson was just about to execute his SAM brake when the missile smashed into his right wing at the engine joint and exploded. The wing snapped in half. The plane shuddered and then began to fall earthward. The canopy vaporized, just went away. The shock wave destroyed the metal and plastic sheathing that protected Henderson and Clark. A fireball blew forward and engulfed the two airmen, burning off.